Now, having reasoned the principles of an equal commonwealth, I should come to give an instance of such an one in experience, if I could find it. But if this work be of any value, it lieth in that it is the first example of a commonwealth that is perfectly equal. For Venice, though she come the nearest, yet is a commonwealth for preservation, and such an one, considering the paucity of citizens taken in and the number not taken in, is externally unequal. And though every commonwealth that holdeth provinces must in that regard be such, yet not up unto that degree. Nevertheless, Venice internally and for her capacity is by far the most equal, though she hath not, in my judgment, arrived at the full perfection of equality, both because her laws, supplying the defect of an agrarian, are not so clear nor effectual at the foundation, nor her superstructures by the virtue of her ballot or rotation exactly liberated. In regard that through the paucity of her citizens, her greater magistracies are continually wheeled through a few hands, as is confessed by Gianotti, where he saith that if a gentleman come once to be savio di terra firma, it seldom happens that he faileth from thenceforward to be adorned with some one of the greater magistracies, as savi di mare, savi di terra firma, savi grandi, counselors, those of the decemvirate, or the dictatorian council, the avocatori, or censors, which require no vacation or interval. Wherefore, if this in Venice, or that in Lacedaemon, where the kings were hereditary, and the senators, though elected by the people for life, caused no inequality, which is hard to be conceived, in a commonwealth for preservation, or such an one as consisteth of a few citizens, yet is it manifest that it would cause a very great one in a commonwealth for an increase, or consisting of the many, which by the engrossing the magistracies in a few hands would be obstructed in their rotation. But there be that say, and think it a strong objection, let a commonwealth be as equal as you can imagine. 2 or 3 men, when all is done, will govern it, and there is that in it which, notwithstanding the pretended sufficiency of a popular state, amounteth unto a plain confession of the imbecility of that policy, and of the prerogative of monarchy. For as much as popular governments in difficult cases have had recourse unto dictatorial power, as in Rome. To which I answer, that as truth is a spark whereunto objections are like bellows, so in this our commonwealth shines. For the eminence acquired by suffrage of the people is a commonwealth. Suffrage by the people in a commonwealth, especially if it be popular and equal, can be ascended by no other steps than the universal acknowledgment of virtue, and where men excel in virtue, the commonwealth is stupid and unjust, if accordingly they do not excel in authority. Wherefore, this is both the advantage of virtue, which hath her due encouragement, and the commonwealth, which hath her due services. These are the philosophers which Plato would have to be princes, the princes which Solomon would have to be mounted, and their steeds are those of authority, not empire, or if they be buckled to the chariot of empire, as that of the dictatorian power, like the chariot of the sun, it is glorious for terms and vacations or intervals. And as a commonwealth is a government of laws and not of men, so is this the principality of the virtue, and not of the man. If that fail, or set in one, it riseth in another, which is created his immediate successor. Uno avulso non deficit alter. Aureus et simili fondescit virga metallo.